Hello, I'm trying to film a drawing again. I'm not sure if it's a good idea since I want to do something rather welcome back to Johannes doesn't know how to speak English. Yeah, in a rather vertical format. I don't know, so I'm just gonna try it and see if it works for a video. I don't know. We'll see. I still don't have enough how do you say it, followers to be allowed to stream, so I have to film instead of streaming. I wish I could, but they won't let me. I can do it with a webcam, but as I said in a previous video, my webcam is garbage, and right now I don't have the budget to buy a new one. So yeah. As you can see, I'm I would say I'm back on my Death Stranding bullshit, but that would mean I've been away from it, which didn't happen. So I just need a reference for yeah, the hood on Sam's closet. So I had to Google it. I'm trying to do something more dynamic, but it's not easy with the setting I had in mind. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm trying to do. So yeah, I want to draw the one of the lion BTs attacking Sam. So I'm gonna try to start with the BT instead of Sam, because drawing monsters is often easier than drawing people. Yeah, I mean monsters. You can't really get into the uncanny valley with monsters because yeah. As you can see, I printed some references at work. I'm on vacations right now. Finally. I didn't have real vacations since December, so that's cool. I wanted to have a bit of a curve like this. Finished the game a while ago, as you know, but I'm still playing it because I'm because I'm an idiot first, but because I still haven't unlocked all the memos, and I really want to unlock the last memos about what's her name, Lucy. And I'm not sure how to do it, so basically still playing it mostly blind, even though I finished the storyline. I don't know how to do this. Okay. When I don't know how to do a thing, I just do something else to pass the time. It's a shame because I wanted to draw this for a while now, but usually when this happens, I spend way too long thinking about the picture, and when I start, I can do it very quickly. But I've been thinking about this one for a while, and it's not easier now. So maybe here and here. I don't like the angle of the mask. Yeah, like this is better. Sometimes you have to break things to fix things in drawings. Like it's really difficult sometimes when you're far into a process to step back and say, wait, this is wrong, I gotta start again. Sometimes it's really difficult to do, and you're gonna have to kick yourself and say, no, start again. This isn't what you wanted. And sometimes it sucks because you spent a while on it, but yeah. I don't know how to put the pause. I really love the fights against these things in the when they happen in the mountains, because crossed like this is better. When they happen in the mountains, because they're yeah, I know it sounds weird, but because they're more difficult. And yeah, it's a challenge sometimes, and yeah, it's more interesting. The only time I ever caused a void out in my game was against two of these in the mountains. I was eaten, and yeah, it caused a void out, and I restarted the game because the said void out happened in an area where I had set up a huge part of my network of zip lines. So I was like, no, my zip lines. I spent hours on them, and I was like, no, 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 no. Not happening. But it was really beautiful. The crater, the void out crater, I mean, with the handprint at the bottom, it was really beautiful. It's a start. It's not exactly what I wanted. I'm gonna reduce the size of the mask. Still not what I wanted with this hand pow, whatever. I don't know. BTs are weird. I mean, if you look really closely on some of these lion things, some of the tendrils thingies end with hands. Which is cool, but also kind of freaky. I mean, it's a point, but nah. There was a fight. One of my first fights against the BT in the mountains was in this area with the things. I don't know. and it finished with a hematic grenade to the face, and basically I thought the look of the area right after the fight was really beautiful. Like the grass was there again, but white grass everywhere, and it was, I don't know, I really liked how it looked. I'm really struggling with this lion thing. I know you can tell, but I don't know why I'm telling you this because you can clearly see I'm struggling. Sorry. Tell you what, I'm gonna switch back to Semi over there. Nope. It's the legs. The legs are bugging me. This man's back must be killing him. Seriously, I know you can see bruises on his shoulders when he's in his room, but good lord. Better, but now the arm is bugging me. Hmm. Maybe both arms backwards. Yeah, and that way I can just. Oh yeah, that's much better. I'm still not happy with this. Hmm. Hmm. I don't know. Uh, there's not much time left anyway on the phone. Can't believe I almost spent 20 minutes on a sketch. I usually don't spend that much time on sketches. Let's be real. It's just this lion man. Uh, looking for references. If you hearing clicks, that's just because I'm looking for references. Okay, forget this. Forget this and this. By the way. Okay. Okay. And the curve is more like this. And something like this. Uh-huh. Splash. Yeah, that's yeah, like this. And I'm gonna change this again. Can you believe this? Something like this. Okay, I'm gonna empty the phone and I'll be back. No, it's time for for the part I don't like. The line art. Line art, oh. Line art. But it's okay because I'm doing a second one at the end, so if it's a bit quickly done, it's alright. Maybe I have enough time to also make the shadows, I don't know. Maybe. I know most people follow my blogs mostly for Doctor Who stuff and don't care about my newfound interest in this game. I know. I even had someone posting. I have to explain the context first. When I'm very interested in a new thing, I kind of feel guilt at times because I put aside other things I like to think mostly about the new thing. And so I feel guilty, and for that reason I tend to from time to time draw something about the another thing that I like in between stuff related to the new thing that I like, out of guilt, which sucks because I mean, I don't control my special interests, and I especially don't control hyperfixations. I mean, if you ever had one in your life, you know how I'm not trying to be dramatic, but how painful hyperfixations are. You literally it hurts to think about something else than the thing you like, and it takes effort, and it really, yeah, it takes a lot of you, and yeah, but I still feel guilty. I'm not sure why. Maybe because things I like are like friends, and I feel like I'm neglecting some of my friends. I don't know. Maybe um, maybe it's that way. Yeah. Um, or maybe it's because it was drilled in my head that liking things a lot is somehow bad. Like when you're a kid and you're like, oh, let me tell you about this thing I like, and a parent, a teacher, someone immediately goes, no, I don't really care about that. So it's getting drilled in your head basically that nobody cares about the thing you like, and that you're a bad person for liking it. So I'm not saying it's damaging exactly, but it really gets in your head after a while. and yeah, maybe it's for that reason. Anyway, the thing I was talking about was context for a thing that happened. Yeah, so I drew a small Doctor Who thing recently because basically I wanted to balance my interests a bit. I drew Charlie and Curry's. Anyway, actually, I'm gonna show you because the paper is right there. Um, they're on they're in the TARDIS. Yeah, looking at the roof and yeah, the ceiling and listening to the rain. And yeah, I drew that and I posted it and I was pretty happy about it. And pardon the noise. It's my significant other and his bike. And I was pretty happy about that. I posted it and stuff, and I was happy getting some nice reactions from people who were like, "Oh, never thought about this and that with the ceiling of the TARDIS." And among the reactions, there was a guy who was like, "Finally, Doctor Who stuff again! Finally, stuff I like with watercolors and stuff." And I was like, I'm sorry, but yeah, who told you? Who told you I was doing stuff for your enjoyment and not mine? What makes you think you have the right to say draw this stuff and not this stuff? Unless you're paying me, of course. But judging by my Patreon revenues, I am not. You're not even one of my Patreons, dude. So and it was just a thing I made for fun. So even if the guy was paying me, he wasn't paying for that thing anyway. So yeah, basically, you know that little comic floating around with some sort of mermaid siren. I don't know, playing an instrument on the sea, and there's a random sailor who goes, "I don't like this music you're playing. Can you do another thing that I like?" And the mermaid or siren, I don't know, looks really, really done and goes, "I will fucking increase the fucking thing." Basically, that's my mood when people post things like that. "Oh, you don't like that thing I'm doing? Yeah, I will do more of this thing." I mean, the guy was saying the Doctor Who thing I posted was good. But he was saying it while also suggesting all the stuff I had been doing for 2 months where was garbage basically. So yeah, no. I think some I love drawing thing for people. Don't get me wrong. But I can't stand entitled people or like do this for me or this or that. Yeah, pay me first. There was one dude on Twitter I even had to block because was like, "Hey, dudes, can you send me IDs and prompts because I want to draw a thing." I want to do one thing, and can you send me ideas so I can pick one? And one guy was like, draw. I don't even remember. I think it was two Disney characters. I don't know. This character and that character. And I was like, yeah, no, thanks. No, you do you, but I don't even like Disney in the first place. So, and the guy got really angry and calling me names and saying I was cheating because I wanted prompts, and that was a prompt, and I had to draw the prompt, and I had to block him basically because what? I'm not even sure how the lion paws look like. I don't know. This is not going to be very precise because I want this area to be quite messy. And it's gonna get covered in ink anyway, so the less precise, the best I feel. um, I saw a lot of reviews about this part of the game in the mountains, where people were like, at the moment you start having fun in the game and having all the vehicles, yeah, another word I don't know how to pronounce apparently, the bikes, the bikes and the stuff. Yeah, anyway, the moment you start to have fun with the roads and the bikes and the stuff, they throw you in the mountains where you can't use any of the things properly. And it's not fun. And is it weird if it was one of my favorite parts of the game? I don't know. Maybe I'm weird. I don't know. But I loved the landscape. Mountains, trees at the bottom of the mountains, rocky slopes, snow everywhere. The panic I felt when I first realized they were giving us missions in the mountains without BB. And first I was like, it's okay, there's no rain. And they were like, oh, snow does the same thing. Timefall can also be snow. And I was, no! What are you saying? And yeah, really panicked. And yeah, it's a beautiful place. The preppers were also, for the most part, interesting. For the most part, because some of them are a bit bland. If you're hearing noises, it's my cat Luffy who decided to climb in the kitchen. As a general rule, I have to say this place is where I'm living is very small. So, and I'm living with a cat and another person. So if you hear noises from time to time, it's because one of them or both of them. Yeah, that will do for Probably not. And we have a few minutes left. I'm not sure I can start shadows. I'm not sure. Or maybe I'm gonna do the shadows extra quickly. I mean, I can. Just realized I haven't taken any pictures for my work in progress things for Patreon, but I mean, this video is a work in progress thing basically, so it shouldn't be a problem. Okay. Yeah, so we've got 6 minutes left. I'm not sure it will be enough, but I'm gonna try. So yeah, the preppers in the mountains are pretty cool for the most part. Even if two of them are the ones I hate the most in the entire game. But yeah, there's a lot of interesting people. I like paleontologists a lot. Identify a lot with this guy. The roboticist is super cool. Her emails are terrifying, and I'm so worried about the geologist. I know he's okay by the end of the game, but you know in your heart that you know that this character and that character and everyone's just a bunch of pixels basically, and nothing bad will happen to people who don't exist. But I'm still like I still worry for this imaginary dude. If that makes sense. And yeah, I made a rather long post actually talking about all the preppers in the game and basically ranking them and listing the ones I like the most and the most useful ones and stuff. And because I like lists, because autism, basically. Yeah, and the paleontologist basically I was like, yeah, if I was one person in this world, I'd be this guy. He's constantly complaining about, yeah, this guy lost this and this doesn't, what we're doing doesn't is kind of meaningless, but we're gonna do it anyway and stuff. And but the minute you're talking about something he's interested in, he's like yeah, this and that, and oh, you've got the fossils, show me. And he likes, he's super excited about ammonites in particular. Yeah, this dude loves my ammonites. And and yeah, he's super enthusiastic when you actually bring them back. As a that is, you get the impression that because all the people are so isolated, everyone has special interests of sorts, and it's very relatable. I mean, look at me. My life is made of special interests, but yeah, it's extremely relatable, and all of these people are a bit awkward at times, and yeah, it's yeah, the this game was made for me basically. and everyone has a special interest of sorts, especially in the mountains. And then there's Hartman, who has like 10 of them. And in your emails, and your memos, he's constantly talking about them. And it's really random too. Like, can I talk to you about Devonian fish? Okay, and can I talk to you about umbilical cords? And I read something about Egyptian mythology, and it's non-stop. He's jumping from one topic to another constantly. It's super relatable. Ah, I'm at the end of the memory card there. And I'm back. I continued a bit while the video was transferring on the computer. So yeah, I was talking about Hartman and his dozens of special interests and saying he was very relatable. At the point of the game when we meet him, I was basically ready to basically stop the plot and backtrack a lot to complete side missions and raise my stars with various preppers. And I was like, yeah, that's a good point to do that. And then he dropped that bombshell, which was like, yeah, the next people you're gonna talk to are a geologist and a paleontologist and an evo biologist. And I was like, nope, backtracking can wait. I need to talk to all these people because yeah, he had me at paleontologist basically. And I know I talk about them a lot, but they're not even my favorite preppers in the game. Not even sure who's my favorite prepper in the game. The musician is really cool. The guy talks to you like an old friend the second you meet him, which is refreshing because everyone's not everyone, but a lot of people are like, "Whoa, Sam Bridges, yo, mad respect and stuff." Like, you're a legend, and he's a bit like, yeah, wow, the legend is at my door, but at the same time he's like, yeah, my friend, how are you? Do you like music? Do you listen to this and that? That was refreshing. And yeah, he's super cool, and his shelter is super cool too. It's next to a waterfall in a super nice place. And when I finally found him, because basically it's the last one I found. I think maybe it was a veteran porter. I'm not sure. Oh, my accent terrible. Veteran porter, veteran porter. I'm not sure. But yeah, he was one of the last ones. And then when I finally found his place, I was like, this guy is living the dream. I like the cosplayer and her friends, the wandering MC. Like, it's the apocalypse, but they're like, yay, cosplay and stuff and others. And I mean, I can't fault that logic. The world is ending. They can do it. They can't do anything about it anyway. So what the hell? Let's have some fun. I can't fault that logic. It's basically, well, what else can you do after a point, except maybe try to bring joy to other people and yourself. Like when you've exhausted everything you can possibly do, and you have to admit, yeah, there's other people who are doing these things better than me, and I did everything I could to help, so I'm just gonna have fun and wait and see. I mean, they are helping. They are sending packages to the cities and stuff with clothes and inventions and stuff. So they are doing something to help. But at the same time, yeah, we also gonna have fun while doing it, and I can approve this. I like this. I also really love the. I know a lot of people hate this prepper because he's super difficult to up the stars with him, but the novelist's son. I love the novelist's son. Because I was expecting some sort of pretentious writer because of the name first, but also because his shelter has books on the walls. But no, no, just a wholesome guy who is like, I love plants, and plants are gonna save the world one day. I mean, what's not to like? And you're doing a dangerous mission and super serious stuff, and all of a sudden you receive an email from this guy, and the title, I kid you not, is "I saw space inside a gourd." It's just the best thing ever. I love seeing the title of the emails at times, like the especially the veteran porter. He's super relatable. His email titles are super relatable. Yeah, there's one which is like, I can I can no longer trust any organization. That's the title of the mail. Another one is like, keep an eye on your leaders, because he's super paranoid after what happened with his boss, who was Higgs, and he doesn't trust Bridges either. So yeah, and another one of his emails with the title that made me laugh was "I reached my limit," and I know it was like in a physical sense, like I'm tired, I need to stop. But it also felt like I reached my limit. I'm gonna punch a wall, and yeah, it was super funny. I read that and I was, yeah, I reached my limit too. I think everyone has reached the limit lately. Okay, I think we're done with the basic colors, mostly. I'm just gonna put some here. And yeah, the rest is gonna be inks. So I'm gonna let this dry, and I'll see you later. As usual, this is my favorite part. So I've got inks, I've got cobalt blue. I'm not gonna use this one. Blood red, and that's primary yellow, and that's ivory black. And let's go. And yeah, I know I was rambling about the game again. I have nothing to say about this method, really. I'm just gonna splash ink here and there like an idiot until it looks good. This is also why I'd rather do this in a stream, because if I did, I could answer people's questions and I'd actually talk about interesting stuff. But as it is, I'm stuck in my living room, rambling about things I like, which isn't bad, which is pretty fun actually. But I'm not sure anyone is interested. First, and second, it gets repetitive, of course, because that's how my brain is. Repetition, repetition, repetition. I'm trying to mix a color here. Water, cobalt blue. I'm trying to make an unpleasant green. Cobalt blue is very good for unpleasant green. That's a bit too green. I want more blue. Yeah, nearly. Yeah, I'm not sure it appears green on camera, but it's actually really dark green and pleasant. Sad. I'm trying to mimic the color of the sky during BT fights, which is, it's not gray, it's this blue green sick color. And I already used up most of the ink I made already. It's okay, I'm gonna make more. Okay, so it was blue, water, then more blue. Yeah, there we go. I I I have art classes on Saturday. It's basically comic classes, but it's not really classes. I'm not even sure how to call that. It's a hobby thing, and you go there and there's prompts and stuff and projects we do together, and it's quite fun. And there's a teacher there, and and she's younger than me, so it's quite fun. And yeah, it's there's old people, young people. There's a bit of everything in this class, and so everyone's method is very different. You have kids. I'm saying kids, but they're more like teenagers, drawing with colored pencils and stuff, and adults doing really complex things with marker and expensive stuff. And everyone has their own method basically. And at first, when the teacher saw what I was doing with inks, and how haphazardly I was throwing everything at the paper like this, She was extremely concerned and told me so, and I was no, it's okay. I swear I know what I'm doing. It looks really really weird, but I'm doing this on purpose. I do this all the time. It's okay. And then she was like, oh okay, the result is okay, so I'm not gonna say anything. But yeah, it's even mixing. I'm not mixing stuff very let's say scientifically. I'm like there was this and there was that and it was kind of like that. Go. that's that's what I like about things. Okay, so blood red. Because we hit it with the grenade that is here, and it's pissed. I love this idea. I know people love to make fun of it, and I make fun of it too. But the fact that your character is throwing bodily fluids at eldritch things, I just love it. I like you're throwing your own blood at terrifying beasts, and it kills them. It's just I love this idea. It's really weird, but there's this interesting dynamic too if you haven't played, because yeah, of course you can bring vials of your own blood in the shape of grenades and ammunition, but you can also use guns that taps into your own body to shoot at these things, and it can be kind of stressful because yeah, you're a human, you don't have an unlimited amount of blood in your body, so sometimes not often, but you're shooting at the thing, and you're getting weaker and weaker. And it's a race between the thing disappearing and you fainting first. And it's a good dynamic. I'm going completely overboard with the blood there, but I think it's beautiful like this. I mean, if I wanted to mimic the game perfectly, I would take a screenshot. I wouldn't make a drawing. And he's gonna have blood on him as well, because that's what happens when you eat your own blood at Eldritch Entity in the game. You end up every fight covered with you finish every fight covered in tar and your own blood all over. And I think it's good. I'm gonna have to let this dry for a while because there's a lot of ink. I'm gonna do a little yellow on the other deck here. Yeah, so I'm not sure when I pick this up again. But yeah, see you later. Are you ready to hear my terrible accent once again? Let's go. Now we are doing the lights, which is my second favorite part, as you might already know. So this is a Faber-Castell ivory watercolor pencil. And I'm drawing over what we did yesterday to add some lights. And the strong lights are going to be made with the white Posca, which is a pen with paint in it. If you, I'm saying this because I didn't explain it the previous times, so I explained how it worked, but I didn't explain what it was, which is really dumb, I admit. I think that will do for the mask, because if I add too much details, it's gonna kill the shadows we put. If you can't tell, I'm trying not to ramble about the game again, but I know I'm gonna fail. What's better, complete silence or me rambling about things you don't care about? I don't know. As usual, we only have 20 minutes of video, so I'm gonna have to check once in a while if we've got any time left, but this shouldn't take 20 minutes. It should be much quicker than this. I'm gonna add some, let's say, structure to these arms. All of this is star, so I can't really add realistic shapes, but it's star and chiralium, which is an imaginary metal from the game, the golden thing. Metal, crystal, it's never really clear if it's one or the other, or even both, because yeah, imaginary thing, you can, I don't know. Where was the other arm? Like, yeah, it's a bit lost under the ink, but I see the claw here. And now you know why I am not too careful about the first line art, usually, because it often disappears. I've watched a few let's plays of the game since last time, and one thing I really enjoyed is that there's so many options in the game for weapons, carriers, vehicles, gear, that I'm not gonna say everyone, but nearly everyone has a different strategy and style of game when playing and fighting and delivering cargo. I saw someone who was doing nearly, because sometimes you can't, nearly everything with a truck. And I can't stand the trucks. I'm all about the bikes. I mean, in real life, I also love bikes. The only reason I'm not driving a bike is because right when I was about to try to get a special driver license for a bike, um, my cousin, who had a bike and was way younger than me, um, was killed in an accident near Paris on his bike. And it messed me up for a long time. And I still love bikes, but I'm really not sure I want to drive one because of that. I love the aesthetic of bikes. It's I don't know. I think there's something romantic to it. Like there's this whole noble steed feeling that you get with a bike that you never get with a car. I don't know. Maybe I'm just dumb. But yeah, so in the game, I saw we could have what they call trikes. They're bikes with three wheels that can turn into two wheels if you go fast enough. And I was like, yep, that's mine. Give it to me. And the trucks, they are super difficult to steer in the mountains. The bikes are too, but you can, like, when they're stuck, you can more easily get them unstuck, if that makes sense. The trucks, you'll find them abandoned everywhere because people are like, no, I can't do this with a truck. I'm gonna just leave it there. Good luck to the next guy who wants to move this truck. Once I saw a truck which was lodged between the two borders of a canyon, like in the middle. And yeah, and some people are doing everything with the speed skeleton, and some people are doing everything with the floating carriers. And I really love that about the game, that you can have your own little strategies. And in the fights, everyone has also different strategies. When dealing with mules, I know it's stupid because there's a lot of different options later in the game, but bola gun, everything with a bola gun, which is weird because it's the very first weapon we get against the mules. If you haven't played the game, mules are the guys who want to steal your stuff. And I'm doing everything against them with the bola gun. Like you you have you have grenades to stun them. You have stuff to put them to sleep. You you have stuff that will make them fall down, the sleep round. You have non-lethal guns that will knock them out. No, bola gun, bola gun, bola gun. And against the BTs, um, my main shtick is to carry a lot of hematic grenades and one lethal rifle or assault rifle. One lethal assault rifle, but not with hematic rounds, with normal rounds. And I throw hematic grenades on them and then shower them in normal bullets, because if you put some blood on them first, normal rounds will hurt them, even though they can't hurt them usually. And yeah, I know we get some really, really good weapons late in the game, like grenade launcher and stuff, and you can eat alarming amounts of your own blood at them. Like, yeah, missiles of them. But no, I'm like right there with my little grenades and my little assault rifle. Good assault rifle, by the way. It's the one I always carry, the one customed by Higgs. The one with the option with the chiral bullets, which are very expensive. I'm not using them very often. The HG custom. Recently, I finished watching Let's Play Watermelons Let's Play on YouTube. I really love her Let's Play in general. I found about her channel when I was all about Until Dawn. And her Until Dawn Let's Play is really, really good, and she managed to save everyone, which doesn't happen often with Let's Plays. Especially blind. So yeah, that was really impressive. And so when I saw she had made a Death Stranding Let's Play, I was super hyped about it. And it was my favorite Let's Play of the game. And it was super long, because she reads everything, the side quests. And we were not playing exactly the same, but it was a bit similar. And I was a bit sad because she did find Higgs' shelter in the first chapter where you can find it. And I was like, yes, she's gonna have the custom weapons, and the end of the game will be a lot better for her. And and she didn't make any of them when she could. And I was like, no, use the custom weapons, they're so good. Too bad. When she found the shelter and the room in the shelter, if you haven't played the game, there's this random guy in the game who you never see, and he's always asking for pizza, which is really a really fun recurring joke in the game, because everyone is asking for really important stuff and not at all important stuff at the same time. Like there's one guy who's like, yeah, I need my meds, and the next one is like, I need my toy dinosaur. uh, and but even people who are asking for weird stuff, usually they ask for various stuff, not the same thing every time. But there's this one guy in that one shelter who's always like, I need a pizza and nothing else. Always pizza. And he's always sending you really long, smarmy emails to ask for pizza, and clearly making things up, like about people who are living in the same shelter as him supposedly, and you rapidly get the impression that the guy is either nuts or messing with you on purpose, and it's the second option. Yeah, also a bit of the first one, but mostly he's messing with you, and because he's not a random guy at all. It's one of the main villains of the game. and when you finish this side quest, you can explore his shelter, and he has this room which is full, and I mean full, of pictures of you that he took while you were busy delivering stuff. And it's a bit creepy, but it's mostly very funny. I uh, I laughed for ages when I found this room, mostly because sometimes when you're driving around, Sam says something like, I wonder if anyone's watching me. And yeah, it turns out that someone was watching him. and and yeah, when Watermelons found this room, she's like me, she spent ages looking at everything in that room, and she before leaving she was like, I'm gonna leave a sign here. What would be the best sign? What would summarize my reaction to this room? And she thought about it for half a minute, and the sign she put was dump site with a picture of a dustbin, of a garbage bin. I love that. Um, a few more, and I think we're good. And yeah, it ended up taking nearly 20 minutes after all. I'm sorry. I'm gonna add some more ink and do the final line art, and it's not gonna be very interesting as usual, so I think I'm gonna end the video here, and you'll see the final result on my blog. And yeah, have a nice day. See you later.